This is the Run Recap. That's such a bummer.
That is a bummer. Anyway, you took a trip to North Carolina.
Well, yeah, I took a trip to North Carolina. Um, so the
And it's really hot over there.
oh,
It's
it was
brutal.
so hot. It was on. Let me rephrase how I was saying that to keep it fresh in my mind. Uh, so it was every time I go over there, there usually is like one storm.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the storm we had was when we were in the airport in Charlotte trying to get there. And it's like
So you didn't get the run in it.
it was thunder, lightning, and our plane was delayed.
Uh-huh.
And then when we got there, it rained. It did actually rain one time. The day, so I was kind of waiting for the rain to come and the day that it would actually rain. And there's supposed to be a storm, supposed to rain, and finally I'm like in my running gear because at least dad, it's like it's coming 2 o'clock. It's gonna be here. It's gonna
Yeah.
rain. I'm like, I don't think it's going to. Like it's not looking like it. And like 4 o'clock came around. I'm like, I'm just gonna go for a run. Like I'm all geared up. I need to move. And so I
Right.
went for a run, and they have all these little. It's apparently required over there. They have all these little water runoff spots, all these little ponds
Okay.
everywhere. So that when it rains hard, the water has somewhere to go. So like it's
Right.
required. You have
Yeah,
to have a
because it can
certain
flood
amount.
pretty easy, I'm sure.
Yeah. So in every neighborhood, they have a certain amount of these things. And so being East Coast and the South, there's alligators, right?
Hmm.
Not as many as like Florida, but
Hmm.
like the pond right next to their house, there was a little like 4 foot alligator that just like
Uh-huh.
hung out there. Apparently, there was an 8 footer somewhere that ate somebody's dog while we were there,
Okay.
but I never saw him. So I made it. It's like 100-degree heat index and like 90% humidity, and
Right.
so I'm going out. I'm going slow. I regretted the run immediately. Like usually I don't regret it right away. I made it like half a mile and I'm like, oh, can I turn around? Like, can I just
Yeah.
stop? Like this feels miserable right now, and I'm barely away from the house. And like they have this section where you have to turn onto a different road that's almost exactly a mile away. I'm like, I'll
Hmm.
just go there and then turn around and go back. I didn't. The whole loop is like 2.5 miles. I'm like, oh, I'll just continue the loop. Made it a mile and a half and like needed to stop and look for an alligator a couple times. I'm like, hey, there's a pond. Let's go see if that alligator's in there.
Just making sure you're safe.
Yeah, I just gotta check. Uh, but yeah, I stopped so many times because of it, and then around 7 o'clock, it dumped and just like rained super hard. I mean, it was fun. Like Lisa's sister Ruth, like ran out with a couple of the kids, and so I took Lockwood out, and like so we went and ran in the rain. It was
Yeah.
fun. So like, I got to experience the rain, but it
Right.
wasn't as satisfying as like running in the rain.
For
Like
sure.
those torrential rains are so much fun, especially in Seattle here. Like we get like one day a year where it'll rain in the summer where it's like, oh, this is warm. This feels
Right.
really good for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then you're like, I'm freezing.
Yeah, because warm rains
Right.
are so nice, and you guys get cold drizzle.
We no, no, we get
You
a
know?
warm rain, but the warmth, the level of warmth that the rain has is barely warm, and air turns cold fast.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah,
like it
exactly.
was a warm rain for 15, 10 minutes, but
Hmm.
it turned so quick. So another one of the days I went and did a sprint workout, so I wanted to go run fast, and it sounded easier than going for a run.
Sure.
Like go to a track, run a couple 50s, do some speed work, and then call
Well,
it
it's not
good.
on those really hot days. It can be like that where you plan in. Well, on a sprint workout, you have planned in breaks, like
I need
every
to take
couple
a rest.
seconds, and you
Yeah,
take a break, and so then you're not a failure when you take a break. This is the plan.
right.
And when on a long run, personally, I know you and I both do this, where you just feel like a failure every time you stop or slow down.
Oh
You know,
man,
You're like I
yeah.
hate feeling like a failure while I'm trying to work out, and it's not true. You're
I
still working out.
Yeah, on the run I did those 2.5 miles, I had to tell myself the whole time like the point is just to go. It's to move. It's to move my
Right.
body. It's not
You're
to like I'm not
outside.
trying. And I had already like I'm not trying to go fast. I'm not trying to talk myself down from the speed of I'm going. Like I'm
Right.
going whatever pace I want. That's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. But I'm like I'm gonna stop. And I'm like, no, don't you stop. I'm like, no, it's okay. I can't. I'm like having this internal battle. It's
Why?
like, it's okay to stop. No, it's not okay to stop because that is weakness and you better
Yeah.
continue and push. Because if you stop here, you're gonna want to stop at another run that is actually harder. You're not supposed to stop. If you let yourself be weak here, you're gonna be weak somewhere else. And like,
But why are
it's
slow runs harder anymore? Like I run into this all the time. My slow runs are harder than my hard runs. They can be
yeah.
the same distance. And I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I'll like in a race, I never feel like stopping. Like that
Mm,
doesn't happen. And here I
interesting.
am pushing way harder than any other time, going sometimes the same distance or further than I would on my
Yeah.
usual slow runs. And
Yeah.
I don't feel fatigued. I don't feel like, oh, I just don't want to go anymore. On my slow runs,
Yeah.
it happens to me all the time, especially on a hot, on a hot day on a slow run. I'm like 3 miles in. I'm like, I think I'm going to faint. This might be dangerous for me to keep running like this. And yet I could be 1 mile, 1 minute per mile faster than this in a race in the same heat and do fine.
Yeah.
And it's really
Yeah.
irritating. Like, it's just obviously a me problem,
Yes,
right?
it's a mental, it's up in your head, it's all your fault. It's not
It's
anything else.
so frustrating.
It's really frustrating. How do you do with humidity?
It's a mentality thing again. So yeah,
Yeah.
when I don't run in humidity very often, but usually it's better. But if I am thinking, oh, I'm going to go out and relax and take it easy, and this is what gets me on these hot days. I'm like, I'm going to go out and relax and take it easy because it's hot out. And then
Hmm.
I've had several times, I had one a month ago that I was running. I was going to do 6 miles. Actually, I was going to do 6 miles, and then I was going to do another 9 that night because I was just feeling awesome.
Yeah.
And so I was going to do that, and I had two different routes that I wanted to put in. It was feeling great, and it was kind of hot. It wasn't crazy hot. It was like mid 90s or something. And I'd
Yeah.
already run in the heat. And my first one in the heat was going to be 6 miles, mostly downhill, like not
Okay.
hard.
Easy.
And my first 2 miles felt really, really good. At 2.5 miles was like, oh, I'm feeling faint actually. Like this isn't working at all. And then another part after that, I had to call Christy because I'm like, I'm going to be stumbling. Like this is going to
Wow.
get dangerous, and I wasn't running fast.
Yeah.
Like why that? But I can do the exact same thing. I can go and race in hotter weather, in harder hills, a minute per mile faster,
Yeah.
and feel great. You know,
Right.
I don't. That makes no sense to me. Why that should not have happened. Like it doesn't make any. I didn't
Right.
get in better shape between that run and a cherry picker's trot. No, nothing changed there in how good a shape I was in.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
we
I was
gotta
probably
talk
in
about that
better
too.
shape. I was probably in better shape a month ago than I am right now. And
Yeah.
and I'd been working out in the heat. I was decently heat trained. And I was even like drinking water all day, preparing for this. Like I don't get it. It's so irritating that
Yeah.
that just actually happens.
It's super frustrating. I found that in the humidity and high humidity in summertime, so East Coast summertime, I it takes me like two runs
Hmm.
historically. Like if I do usually sometimes just one, but by the second, for sure by the third run, I feel good. Like I'm
Hmm.
fine. The humidity doesn't bother me that much. The first one is usually terrible
Yeah.
and like one of the worst things to ever happen. Like your body, like your nervous system goes into like that panic mode almost because it's just you're like, is air coming in or not? Like I don't
Right.
know. If it's just
Yeah.
this it feels like you're being waterboarded almost, like someone has a cloth over your mouth and you're like trying to suck it in and nothing's happening.
Right.
Um,
I felt that
but
same thing happen when I went from being in high altitude when I was in Colorado for a long time. We were at
yeah.
10,000 feet plus for the whole time, and then came back to Spokane, and the air felt heavy, where it was like
Oh
my
yeah.
lungs had to work really hard to pull the air in. I was getting way more oxygen, but it was
Hmm.
really difficult. I could feel the fatigue in my lungs with every breath. It was like, oh, that's really hard because it's heavy.
Yeah, we did my conference in college, my first year conference championships was in Flagstaff, and Flagstaff isn't super high, Arizona, but it's like where we were in Flagstaff was like I don't know 6,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, but it's a little bit of elevations. The distance runners were talking about it. They're commenting like, "Oh yeah, the elevation's hard." The coaches were
Hmm.
talking about it, but as a pole vaulter, I'm like, I'm running 100 feet,
Right.
you know,
You got to
maybe
make it 10
15
seconds.
times.
Yeah.
Like it's not affecting me at all. Um, you the what was I gonna say? Also, I thought the sprint workouts were gonna be better, you know.
Hmm.
So I go to the high school, the local high school that has this stadium, small stadium, has like an announcer's booth and everything. And like two sets of bleachers, but like it's not like a stadium. It's not like dug out. It's not like a
Right.
fully surrounded thing, but like padlocks on all the fences, padlocks, 8 foot high fences, and I'm like, I can't. You can't just have it open for people to
So why
use.
I gotta rant about this for a second. Why?
Do it
Okay, so we all pay for these things, right? So we own them. The track is
right.
mine. I paid for it,
Yeah.
right? Like we all did that, and some of the things are open, like like baseball fields or whatever. You can go play soccer. Like the grass is usually available in most of those
Right.
places. Not always. Sometimes they lock up the grass too. But like we
Hmm.
have, why make the barrier for entry for easy exercise high? Like why do
Yeah.
that to people? So it's already
Yeah.
it's hard enough if you don't exercise regular or if you take a break to get back into exercising, right? It's
Hmm.
hard enough to do that and or even to find the places. Like every time I've moved, it takes me a long time to like relearn where can I go run and I want to drive over
Right.
here or there and I need to find new trails or anything like that, especially if you move a long ways. And the easiest
Yeah.
thing to do would be to just, okay, find the nearest high school and
Yeah.
go run on the track. At least you're moving,
Hmm.
right? And make it easy for people to do that. No different than now in Washington, we have like the Discovery Pass thing, right? So
Yeah.
we had all these public lands that we were taking care of and we had tax money to cover it all and everything like that. Now it's like, oh, but now you need a special parking pass or we're going to fine you.
Right.
And so you're just making it hard for people to go out and enjoy the land that we have, that we've already paid for, that we're paying you to go take care of. Like, no, we have a contract here to where we're saying, hey, government, take care of our land for us, but we own
Yeah.
this. This is mine. Now, we're
But
hiring you to go do this for me, and we've already allotted tax dollars for it. And then they say,
yeah.
well, now you're going to buy this extra thing. And they do it that way because they have to get us to approve raising taxes. But if they make you buy a pass, you don't have to buy it. They don't have to get our permission for that. They can just go make a pass. And it's just like, and you're making it so every time we go to do something outside, I have to remember, okay, where's the pass? Where's this thing? Like, do
Hmm.
we have the right car or whatever? And then again, just making it so it's more expensive every time I get the tabs on my car. It drives me crazy. And like,
But
you make it harder for people to not be fat. you know, like at least let us go just walk somewhere easy. Make it easy to just go walk somewhere. Like that shouldn't be difficult.
but how do you actually feel about it?
I'm holding back, quite seriously. And this is one of the things that makes me more angry than almost
I know.
anything.
So
Seriously, like
the
it
Discovery
makes
Pass
me
thing
so
is
mad.
that's interesting because I actually haven't. When we used to go for hikes and go to act like you go to a trailhead, that kind of stuff,
Right.
then yeah, you need Discovery Passes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I actually am kind of okay with it to a certain degree. But I think it's because all of my outdoor recreation outside of hiking, which I don't really do anymore,
Hmm.
is Forest Service roads where you can just go wherever you want, so it doesn't
Right.
matter,
And then you don't need
you
it at
know.
all.
And so I'm
Yeah.
like, you need a Discovery Pass on this little bit of stretch because the parking gets so crazy
Sure.
that whatever. But I'm like, I don't do that anymore, so I don't
Man,
really
over in
care.
Spokane though, it's like, Riverside State Park takes up like
Yeah.
half of Spokane. Right? Like so
Mm,
anywhere
yeah.
you have the downtown section, 7 Mile, 9 Mile, all that's the same
Yeah.
thing. If you want to go
Right.
anywhere on the Little Spokane River, you need it all. So basically anywhere you
Yeah.
could park to get out of your car that the city manages, then
You need a
yeah,
Discovery Pass for
you
it.
have to have the pass. Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
that would I think that would be frustrating in a situation like that where the the nearest park the nearest like unmaintained parks in the city that are like in the city all need that pass. Like that would be frustrating
right,
because I'm thinking like in Seattle here, they're the big out like I mean it's maintained, but it's not like a park with playgrounds and stuff. Like the big
right,
park is going to be Discovery, and that park is I mean it's huge and there's tons of stuff and tons of trails and it's the closest thing you can get to like being in the woods, but you're still in the city.
right.
But you don't need Discovery Pass. There's no parking. Like you can just go
Yeah, I
and
think it
just
counts as a
tons of
regular.
parking
I think
for it.
it's not a state park, I believe.
It's not a state park,
Yeah, and I
no.
think that's the
And so I think
difference is
that's why they get away with it.
we have a lot of
You have,
state park lands
you have
over
like
here.
in the city state parks, which is
Yeah.
weird.
We have that, and yeah, going
Yep.
out parking anywhere on Mount Spokane, same thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, it just feels like I need this thing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I,
It's
I get your I get your frustration.
and it should be
Um,
again. The frustrating thing is that we do have like a real problem with people just being out of shape, right? Like we have
Yeah.
major health issues in the U.S., right? So we have this big
Yeah.
problem, and and then the government's just going to put up more barriers to make it hard. Like, no, you
What's
should be making it
funny,
easy. Why aren't we incentivizing go out? And now, that being said, I'd be really frustrated with all the people out there. So I'd rather they don't incentivize. I just want it for me, you know, 'cause I
I
don't
know.
have that. But if I'm really thinking about the good of humanity and stuff, like, no, you should be incentivizing people to go out. You know, almost to the point
Yeah.
that America probably really needs to do more what Europe did is like, oh, you have a cold, go to the mountains, go hike. You
Hmm.
know, do you remember that? Like for your
No.
health, they would. Oh, so in Slovakia, they would send people to the mountains for their health. Like, oh, you're
Oh,
not
gotcha.
feeling well. Okay, go up to the mountains. You need
Yeah.
fresh air. You know, and like, yeah, you do. You know,
Yeah. It's yeah, I mean, and then the parks get so overcrowded, and it's like it's kind of like with Crystal Mountain over here. A lot of the ski resorts they got so expensive. You know, they got bought out by bigger corporations and that kind of thing. Well, Crystal didn't, but Stevens did,
yeah,
and the prices just got crazy, crazy. But they're trying to deter, you know, because like they were trying to get people to not come in a lot of
yeah.
ways. Like let's
I
raise
mean,
the
it's
price as much as we
on
can,
your
you
end, it's
know.
supply and demand. You know, you guys have.
That's
It's
all it
like
is.
they're getting sold out. So yeah, prices kind of have to go up. That's just the way markets work.
But with the hiking, that's what happened right before COVID, and then during COVID just got insane.
Right.
Like you'd go, it used to be that you go for hikes on the weekend, it's going to be crazy. So you try to go on the weekday, and then it's bearable, it's decent. But then like now it's any day of the week you go, and it's
Yeah.
just going to be nuts. You know, I think it's gotten a little bit better now because people have to go to work. But yeah, it's just like that's kind of why Elise and I stopped hiking over here. Because I'm like, this is just not fun. I can
Yeah, just
only go on the weekends
walking in a line
anyway,
with
but
people.
oh, it's ridiculous. And walking in a line on like really hard hikes. Like
Hmm.
these aren't easy. I mean, this is like 2,000 feet of elevation switchbacks. And you're
Hmm.
like, you half these people, you should not be on this. I mean,
Right.
I'm in shape and I'm like, I'm breathing hard, you know, and like you're very, very out of shape. Like, I don't know, like you're not gonna
Yeah.
make it very far, you know?
Isn't it so frustrating where I do feel both those things at the exact same time. I love that I can leave my house, drive 10 minutes away and not see
Hmm.
another human. You
Yeah.
know. But so I do like that. I like that maybe we don't advertise where all our spots are very well, you know?
Hmm.
So you just don't if you don't know, then you don't know and you won't see people in these areas.
Yeah.
And then but at the same time for the good of our society, I want, like COVID did that. COVID put a lot of people outside. A lot of people, like mountain bikes
Yeah.
sold out, camping gear
Yeah.
sold out,
Yeah.
stuff like
It
that.
did good in that.
But yeah, and I do think that, yeah, for the good of humanity, I like that.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
glad
Right.
that that's doing. At the same time,
Selfishly
it is
though.
harder for me to go camping now, and and man, camping in Idaho it's all reservation stuff. I mean, you got to plan way ahead, for a lot of the camping spots in Idaho now.
But only at campgrounds, right?
Yeah, I camp. Yeah,
But not
still
for
dispersed
DNR
camping you
stuff,
can
right?
usually do. Yeah, you can usually do okay with dispersed camping and stuff. But you just gotta really know where you're going.
Mm.
But there's a
Okay.
lot of land out there.
Right. When so that's the hard part with here. Dispersed camping is still hard. It's hard to find a spot because it's just there there's just too many people that are doing it. And
Hmm.
so it's you gotta have a lot of backups. You know, like I
Right,
think I've talked about it before, but the one area that we really like to go off Highway 2 is the best, but it's overcrowded and there's not enough backup spots. So it will
right,
just, you'll fill up. You're like, all right, well, go home because there just aren't many spots. Whereas the other place we go, I don't like it as much, but there's a lot more opportunity to like find, at
for sure.
worst case, I can find a little like circle of rocks by the road and I can camp there if I need to, you know,
And
but
and
that's
even
not
like the
near as
first come
good.
first serve camping also is all like, yeah, like, well, we're going out on Tuesday, and we're going out to a first come first serve place, so we don't have
Hmm.
reservations, and but then we're gonna drive 2 hours and then hike our gear in a quarter mile and hope there's a spot.
Is this like a designated site though? Like it has
Yeah,
like
it is
bathrooms
an
and
actual
that kind of stuff.
campground. You got your own beach. I
Okay,
mean, it's a
gotcha.
sweet spot, and yeah, so we'll be able to get the boat over there and all that too. So doing
Hmm.
that instead of the island, and
Oh, right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so we're doing that, but yeah, it's a lot of risk to like, yeah, you're fully packed up, drive 2 hours, and like there might not be anything. We'll find out.
Elise gets so stressed every time we
Yeah,
go out camping because she's like just the worry of like, are we gonna find a spot? Is it gonna be
right.
okay? It's it. It's like almost like there's been times like she's like, I don't want to go. It's not worth it. It's not worth the stress. Like
Yeah.
trying to find somewhere.
I mean, I do. That
Um,
is, I plan on going. That's what we're going on a Tuesday. Like,
yeah.
I got a pretty
Oh
good
yeah,
shot
you
on a
have to.
Tuesday,
You
but you
have
got to
to.
do that. If I go on a Friday, there's no way there'd be a spot.
No, no, impossible.
Yeah,
But anyway, back on track.
yeah, on the
So I
track.
find on the track. So I find this track, and I have to jump the fence. And it's weird when you're like in a different state. It's almost like being in a different country. Not as bad, but like in a different state. Like I here, I know it's. I'm just gonna hop the fence. It's gonna be fine. Like I don't care
Right.
who comes and tells me to leave. But for some reason, I'm like across the country, different state. I'm like, I don't know. Do they have weird laws here? It's the South. Like, do I have
Yeah.
to actually be worried about this?
Well, and
Like, I
cops
don't
act
know if I
different
do
in
or not.
different cities. If you don't, I mean, even if
Yeah.
you just don't know the city, like, it's kind of like I can go over to Seattle and I can drive 10 over everywhere, and I do it in Spokane, I get a ticket every day, you
You know,
know?
you
So,
drive over 10 over here and you're still getting passed by everybody. You're driving too
well,
slow.
exactly. Yeah. No
Yeah.
one cares over there, but over here, I'm getting
No.
tickets for sure.
Yeah. And so, but man, it was anyway, I did a track workout also. It was so hard. I didn't do that much, but like the headache came right away and
Mhm.
like the track was too hot to touch, like
Right.
and like kind of looking over my shoulder the whole time, like, does anybody care that I'm out here doing this, Um,
It's like that
uh,
Nike commercial if they treated runners like skateboarders. Do you remember that years
yeah.
ago?
I think you sent that to me recently too.
Yeah,
Uh,
running's not a crime.
yeah,
Like,
just
oh
getting
no,
heckled everywhere they go.
trying to hide your running shoes.
Oh, so good. Um, then anyway, so that was my little anecdote about running on the East Coast.
Yeah,
But you did so two things I want to talk about. One, you did Cherry Pickers Trot recently, right? So
yeah, that
that
was last
that
week.
just
Yeah,
happened. Okay,
yep,
and then on that, I want to talk about the workout we were going to talk about last week, but ran out of time. The 800 progression, the half mile
800.
progression.
Oh, right. Yep,
Yeah, that you still haven't done.
I still have not done it.
Yeah.
I haven't been training much lately. Like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've had
I haven't either, to be
I've
honest.
had a lot going on. Like I have actually I have my plan sitting right in front of me right now of when I get on my plan. I have the plan here. Like I know I'm going
Yeah.
to work towards that 5 minute mile, but it is going to take. I'm going to have to really lock into 6 days a week training. And
Hmm.
right now I'm running once or twice a week and lifting
Yeah.
once a week, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot for the last month, and so I think I need to get through camping, and then I can like, okay, now we can go ahead and get a schedule
Yeah. Get
and
back
get
on
on
track.
that. But cherry pickers went surprisingly good actually.
I saw your
So
times. It looked like it was pretty good.
well, and I didn't feel like that time was great, and so like
Looked respectable though.
I
Yeah, not your fastest, not like a PR, but like
well, it
that's a
turns out
hard race.
I was only 6 seconds off my PR.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was way slower than
Yeah.
that, and because I do what I always do at races, especially when it's hot out. So I did what I
Hmm.
always do. Actually, I had Christy start with me even. So we didn't start in the front, of course, because cherry pickers. So I've got so I let a good 50 people be in front of me because I'm not
Yeah.
going to be anywhere near the front of this thing. In
Right.
the end, I think I think I was in the top 10% or maybe better,
Wow.
maybe even closer
Yeah,
to
that's pretty
5%.
good.
There weren't that many people actually in front of me. I still like the winner still beat me by 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So they were
Of
21
course.
flat, I think. It was a meat kid that won. And
Wow.
yeah, well, and
That's
cool for like
flying.
a high schooler to win too, because it's
Hmm.
been college kids and stuff like that. And, there were two Kenyans there. Like it was,
Oh wow.
oh yeah, you're looking around like this is a serious race that has
Wow.
no prize money
Crazy.
or anything. Like, and, they cost $10 to race,
Yeah.
but man, yeah, it's pretty cool. We've talked about it before, but that's just the coolest thing
Yeah.
about the race is like, okay, here we
Yeah.
are going to go up in Green Bluff and have the most competitive race you're going to have all year, and
and and a hard race. Like it's a hard loop. It's not
super
like
hard.
it's an easy entrance. Everything about like the feel, the entrance fee, the overall environment that you're in is like a fun run. And it
Yeah,
is a fun run,
and
right?
you're only racing like 800 people. Yeah,
Right. So it's not huge, but the course is not a fun run.
no, no, it
The
is
course
one.
is really hard. I mean, I would say the distances are different, but the course is way harder than Bloomsday.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like
Even with the shorter
not
distance.
even comparable. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, not even like, yeah, Doomsday Hill isn't even close to most of those hills. And so,
Right.
yeah, it's 4 mile loop around the top of Green Bluff, and it's constant up, down, up, down, up, down, with
Yeah.
the final mile, the final full mile all uphill. Like the
Yeah.
entire thing. And the
Right.
downhill coming up to that final mile is really steep, where you have to
So
then like,
steep.
for a road race, it's seriously challenging.
And then you have to turn. It's like a hairpin at the bottom of this steep hill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
So
can't you can't
you
just
can't even get
like
momentum.
no,
No.
you can't just let it go and then like, all right, now on to the uphill. It's like, no, you got to let it go and then slow down
It is
and
still,
then
it's too
speed up.
steep to let it go. Like I can't run that
Right.
fast.
No, you
You
can't.
can't even, you can a little
Especially
bit
for that
earlier, but
long.
yeah, once at the end when it gets that steep, no, you really can't. And this
I
year
think
I
it's like
didn't feel like I
half a
could let it go
mile,
at all.
right? It's like half a mile
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man, that rate. I mean, I've only done it once. It's I you know, since grandparents lived up there, that loop is very familiar and very hard. Um,
Yeah.
so how did it feel going through it?
Well, so I did my normal sandbagging in the beginning. I even told Christy, like, hey, start up with me. Like, we'll just start here. We'll run together for the first,
Hmm.
we'll run with you for up the first hill, and then I'll kind of see how I feel and get going.
Yeah.
I also got really, really hungry before going, like
Oh
super
no.
hungry. And so first of all, I was trying to like get ready for that because it's at 7 o'clock in the evening, always on one of the hottest days of the year. So it'd been 100 degrees that day, and it starts at
Oh
seven
man.
degrees or 7 o'clock in the evening, and there's almost no shade protection at all. So the sun's just
Mm.
beating on you. So, but it was a little better than last year, actually. It cooled down to probably about 94 when we started. So, where last year
Okay.
was a solid 100 still at the start.
Yeah.
So I tried really hard to make sure lots and lots of water, like starting at noon, and
Hmm.
eat a bunch, right around like, eat a lot between 1 and 3 was my
Yeah.
plan. And then I just shouldn't have to eat much after that. It should be all just good to go. And I did all that. And then it got to like 5:30 and I was just so hungry I couldn't stand it. So I made myself a big quesadilla
Yeah.
just like at 5:30, so an hour and a half before, finishing like around six
Oh
o'clock.
no.
Like, so they're thinking, oh, that's not gonna, I'm already feeling it not sit very well because I put a lot of
Yeah.
cheese in it, like just put all that grease in my stomach. Like just a tortilla would have been fine, or even a couple tortillas would have totally worked. But I
Yeah.
really needed cheese for some reason.
Of
And
course you did.
anyway, so I'm feeling a little bloated, not feeling great. And then yeah, so then I'm sandbagging myself getting ready for the race. It was just like
Yeah.
just the way you got to do it. And Mike Atkins was there too, and he also did he's starting to fall into the same rhythm of that, which I'm really enjoying. Because he's doing his ultra running thing for the most part. But when he gets in these slow races, he'll talk like he's gonna do it like an ultra run. It's like, oh, I'm gonna run with my
Yeah.
friend here and keep him company and everything. We're
Yeah.
good. I'm not gonna go for a PR. It's hot out. I don't
Yeah.
really need to be doing anything like that. Gun went off, and he PR'd the race for.
Oh, did he? That's
So, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it was great. And so anyway, so I took off. So I was telling Christy, like, I'll run with you to the top of the first hill, and then I'll see how I feel. And thinking through, if I feel really good with a nice warm up, I could probably drop down
Mhm.
to some 6:30s and still do really
Yeah.
well, and run
Yeah.
maybe my first half mile in like at 8 minute pace, and then to kick it up if I'm feeling good. But gun went off. I took it easy for about 4 steps. Christy's like, we took like 3 or 4 steps together and you're gone. I'm like, yeah, I just
Yeah.
kind of fell into race mode and I just suddenly
Yeah.
felt good, And I still
That's
like,
awesome.
still was easing up, like trying to keep it mellow to begin with because I just knew like that quesadilla is gonna come back and hurt me at some point.
Right. Of
And
course.
but anyway, yeah, got through first mile, and then I was like, oh, this is actually feeling pretty okay. And then like 3 high schoolers went by me, all like just tailing each other, like just
Yeah.
right in line. So I
Yeah.
dropped in right behind them for about 3 steps. And was like, oh, I can't go this
Nice.
fast, but like all like the muscle memory, race strategy, everything, just like, oh, here's a draft train, you hop into it,
Yeah.
and I just
Right.
did. And I was like, no, they're faster
Like,
than me.
never
What are you
mind.
doing? Like, they're running low sixes. Stop it. You're gonna be dead by mile 2,
Oh my
So
gosh. Yeah.
anyway, but kept in there, but I was running with a lot of like high school guys. So that was kind
Okay.
of nice where it was
Cool.
good. And then uh really got to the last mile. I eased up a bit because again, my mentality was like, you don't need to go for PR. You have not been training much.
Hmm.
And so I didn't push the last mile like I probably could have.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, but still could have meaning. Okay, am I going to puke at the end? I don't need to be
Hmm.
puking at cherry pickers
Right.
trot, you know.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, but pushed at a really fun amount and crossed the
Yeah.
line, breathing pretty hard, but I'm okay,
Hmm.
and walked and got my water and stuff, and then yeah, checked my time, and I was only 6 seconds off my PR. And the
Wow.
main difference was I ran the last mile slower than I did when I PR'd it. Like,
Oh, okay.
that's it. Yeah, the last time,
Gotcha.
that last mile, I pushed a little harder. I also wasn't feeling good enough to push the downhill like I usually would.
Right.
So usually I'd be able to, really let it go on that downhill. I've been training, since Bloomsday. I've been training my downhills either. I haven't been training at all. I'm just, casually running
Of course.
sometimes.
Right.
So anyway, so that's just where it's been at. And
Yeah.
so anyway, so I keep not doing much and feeling like I'm a lot stronger. I'm a lot weaker, and like
Hmm.
I feel significantly weaker than I did a few months ago. And
Gotcha.
I'm for sure not in the shape that I was in.
Hmm.
And yet every time I go out and race, and when I'm in my training, I feel just beat, like I just can't
Yeah.
do it. But every time I get in a race situation, I feel good,
Okay.
and I'm performing well.
Yeah.
This isn't adding up, but whatever working out I did a few months ago is still hanging on, and I'm really happy
Yeah.
it's still there.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Because I feel
Yeah. I
on
mean,
a
I
day-to-day
can.
basis, I feel like I dropped off a cliff fitness-wise.
Yeah.
And it's just not proven. And I am noticing that, like, in my lifting, like I'm not lifting
Mm,
anywhere near where I was lifting a few months ago. Like
yeah.
that really did tank, and I wonder if that's affecting my mentality.
Yeah.
But
Could be.
I also lost 10 pounds, and that also probably
Right.
is making my
Yeah.
running a little easier. So,
Absolutely. It for sure is. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. My lifting hasn't been any amount of consistent in probably like 2 years, to be honest. But
hmm
like my Achilles has been bothering me for the last like 3, 4 weeks, and so like I haven't been running as much, and have had to modify. Like my jump training has been off, and like just hiccups, and that causes you to
right.
be inconsistent with everything. So it's finally feeling good, and so I feel like I can start getting back into a lot of those things.
hmm
But yeah, I understand that. Um, so the workout that I did last week, 2 weeks ago, is uh half mile intervals. So
hmm
you do 2 sets at a certain pace, and then you drop down 30 seconds on your pace. And you
Right.
continue this until you fail. So this is kind of like my one of my interval workouts for to work on the mile, because like I said before, you want to work on your mile, and so now obviously I have to
So
work on my mile.
now you're working on your mile.
There's no other option, and so I got to see how fast I can get this mile going. Um, and so I hadn't done this workout before. I just wrote it up, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a fun one, right? This looks like a fun thing
Yeah.
to do, to start slow, and I'm not doing a hard rest. I'm thinking like a minute ish, between everything.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer rest when I'm changing speeds, but and it's on
hmm
the treadmill because I had to do it on the treadmill. Needed to go. I need to be in the gym for a while. So I'm like, all right, this will take me
Well,
a
in that
while,
type of
right?
workout, when you're really locking in, no, it's gonna be 30 seconds faster. And it's like that's
Hmm.
really hard to do without someone timing you on a
Oh,
track. And
absolutely.
and you
Right.
know, and as we discovered a few weeks ago, you and I do not have our paces locked in at all anymore.
No,
And so you
not
can't
at
you can't
all.
just go 30 seconds faster. I don't know what that is, And ability can't even do
Yeah.
math right. So
Oh my gosh, especially at half mile pace. Yeah. That
yeah,
was very interesting how badly we messed that up.
we were so far off.
So off. I
We,
thought
we were
like,
we were
man,
off in our math and also off in our running. It was both. Like we
right.
couldn't
We weren't
we
pacing
couldn't do our math
well.
right, and we couldn't pace right at all. Like
No.
no clue where we were at.
You were better than I was. My pacing was not even close. But yours was much
I
closer
was
than I was.
I was speaking really confidently and
Yes, you were.
not attaining. I was like, here it is. This is the pace. Or you're like, that wasn't the
Yeah.
pace. Okay, got it locked in this
So
time. I got it. Okay, stay right
yeah,
with me. We
right,
got
right.
this. No,
Same.
it still wasn't.
Same as before.
Totally not.
I know it's funny because we did that whole workout thinking the 400 intervals, thinking that we would like be going faster. We basically did all 6 of them nearly the same pace.
Yeah.
We
One
did
really
improve our
fast one.
speed. We did go faster, but most of them were roughly the same pace.
We ran the same pace the whole time except for one really fast one in the middle.
Yeah.
That's all that happened.
Uh,
Yeah, and I don't even know. I'd like to say that like my legs just want to walk into like a 5 minute pace real bad, but no, I was
yeah,
all over the place. I
yeah,
know that wasn't true at all.
yeah.
Like
Because
I was
then
speeding up, slowing down, trying to find it.
the one that was locked in at 5 was actually 440. So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that one wasn't good.
I have no
Anyway,
idea what I'm doing.
so I did this. So it was on the treadmill, obviously, as we just mentioned. So I did start at 7:30. So 7:30 minute pace,
Mhm.
nice and easy. Two half miles. Drop down to 7. Drop down to 6:30, and I kind of wasn't anticipating the difficulty in just volume, right?
Mhm.
So I was just thinking like half miles, whatever, that's easy, that's no problem. And then by the time I got down to like 6:30 and then 6, I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired. Like not just like I'm not out of breath. It's not like I can't hold my breath or whatever, but like I'm like it's just I'm not at like 3+ miles already. I'm like this is
Yeah.
getting
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a
exhausting.
lot of mileage in that workout for you. Like especially where you
Yeah.
start. You started at such a slow pace
Hmm.
relatively that
Yeah.
in order to get to the fast pace, you put in a lot of miles by that point.
So I, yeah, so I started at 7:30. And in hindsight, I probably should have like next time I'll probably go like 7, right? So start at
Hmm.
7, a little bit faster, and then go
Yeah.
up. Um, and I made
That's
it
what I was thinking. When I
to
when I do it, I think I'm going to start at 7. Is will be the way I'll do
yeah,
it because
and I
yeah,
made it to
skip a.
one round at 5:30. I didn't do two. I
Mhm,
just made it to one.
mhm.
And what's interesting about this one, so I'm curious how to see you do it and see how it feels and what you're feeling about it is. Um, what I found interesting about it the the failure. So I don't know how much you have failed on the treadmill. Because it's a different failing on a treadmill is a different feel than failing on a normal run outside, right? So
Yeah.
on the 5:30, I felt pretty good about it. I felt like it's hard. I'm breathing hard. My legs are getting tired, but like I have a good stride. I feel like I'm going. Like it's just I'm
Hmm.
watching the numbers way too much, but it's okay.
Right.
I'm still on pace. I'm
That's
still
when you know you're hurting when you're
oh
like really
absolutely.
watching the numbers.
You're like, okay, it's only been tenth of a mile. Okay, another tenth of a mile. Like don't look at it until like this point, and then you look at it too soon. Like, ah, shoot, look at it too soon.
Right. I try to time it with my
But
music sometimes. Like I know these are 2.5 minute songs, so like do
right.
not look at it till this song ends.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, or make it to the chorus or something, right?
Right.
And but what's interesting about failure for me, especially on a treadmill, is it's rarely a thought.
Mm.
It's I'm going, I'm running, and then all of a sudden, especially on this one, my hands were on the sides and my feet were off.
Uh-huh.
There was no like contemplation of like, I don't think I can make it. No, you can make it. I don't know if I can make it. Like, no, psych yourself up. Like, you can do this. It's like I'm running and then my feet are on the side. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess that was it. Like, I guess
I
I
think
just
that's because
failed
you've
on this
done
run.
so much speed work on treadmills. Like you've done a lot of speed work on
Maybe,
treadmills, and especially with
yeah.
speed work, you got it. Even that's just the way it works. I don't have the same thing with it though. When I'm doing it, it's like I think I got 2 more steps before I fall down. Okay, no, I got 3 more steps before I fall down. Okay, I can keep. No, I got a few
Yeah.
more steps before I fall down, and I just need to make sure I catch myself a couple steps before I actually fall down. Because I don't want that embarrassment. So I got to make sure
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and leave a little bit in the tank here. We're not gonna actually fail because that's embarrassing and it might hurt.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
do that where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fall down yet. Not gonna fall down yet. Oh, I'm close. I better get off.
I feel like I am that way sometimes, but man, on this one, it was just there was no contemplation. Sometimes it is
Yeah.
that way. Yeah, you're like, don't just catch yourself. Like you can make it a little further, make it a little further, and like the
Uh-huh.
thought, it's battling the thought. Like even on Bloomsday, I remember saying like I wanted to stop at 2.5 miles. Like that
Right.
battle of like I want to stop, but no, don't stop. That's
Hmm.
always there. And on sometimes on these harder treadmill workouts, like you're battling that when I'm going that the workout I used to do that was uh it's 5 miles, but you only run to point 0.9 of every mile and you rest for the last tenth. And then
Oh,
you
okay.
up your speed every single mile. So you have this
Hmm.
short rest, but because you're upping your speed and you're resting for distance, your rest time gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So the idea
Right.
is the first one's a warm up and then you progressively go faster and faster. And the fifth mile is everything you have. It's like you're trying
Yeah.
basically it's a PR. You're trying to PR the mile and
Sure.
and that's a super fun workout. And that's the one where like you're doing the last one, and you're like the battles. Like, no, you can do it. Just don't fall. Get your legs going. And so this one was just funny because there was no battle. It was like, oh yeah, got this, no problem. Like I can do this, make it through. I don't know if I'm gonna get two, but like I can do this one. And then it was like, oh, I'm not on this. I'm not running anymore. Almost like I
Right.
surprised myself. Like, wait, what happened? I'm not running.
Was that ever frustrating? Did you ever do that when you're like, oh, I actually probably could have done a little more, but my muscle memory just took me off?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating. It's not super frustrating though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I don't put too much stock in it. So it's, it's like for that workout especially, I was getting so tired that oh, I'm done. Okay. Like
And there's
that's fine.
and there's no point in putting too much stock in it because again, we're not trying to win the Olympics, technically.
Well, I mean, not yet. Not
Not
well,
yet.
we have a couple years.
We haven't found which sport we're gonna do.
No. So we have a couple years before the Olympics are even happening. So I don't need to
Right. Plenty of
um
training time.
yeah, exactly. I'm about to die. Um so anyway, but yeah, I mean that's the relationship that we have with failure is so interesting in that regard because sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's that battle that you're having with yourself, the internal battle, and sometimes it's just, oh, and I stopped. I'm done. Like legs gave up. There's nothing left. Have you ever had that sudden like failure though, like that I'm describing in
Yeah,
any
yeah.
in any situation?
I'd say, I mean, there's been times where, yeah, running and all of a sudden, like outdoor, I've had it happen where you're running, all of a sudden you're just actually not running, like,
Yeah.
it went from running to stumbling. And
Right.
like, yeah, I'm still up. I didn't fall over, but it did change to suddenly stumbling where like, it felt like it was
Yeah.
there. We've all had the thing where you're running and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I'm pushing so hard. But I feel like I'm moving in slow motion. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty typical. Says that's one type of
Yeah.
failure. But I have had the ones where like running, and now it's like now I'm trying to catch myself from falling, and I'm just kind of stumbling and dizzy,
Yeah.
and you know, probably need help. That a little bit. Oh, geez, I would say that's the silly thing where I'm like, I could have pushed cherry pickers a little faster. I could have pulled off a few different sections differently or something like
Yeah.
that for sure. Um, and yet I was stumbling to my car to get my water after the finish line. Like I was not walking anywhere near normal, you know?
Yeah.
It's so like, okay, I can think through, like, I probably could have pushed here, pushed there and had that not affect the end.
Hmm.
I was to be real honest, I was close, to what
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
body could actually do, So, okay, could I have PR'd and saved 6 seconds? Yeah, but there's
Hmm.
probably some places where I could have found 6 seconds, but it would have been way earlier on because the
Yeah.
reality is I was not normal when I crossed the line at all. I didn't cross
Yeah.
strong.
I have very
Actually,
few.
I looked strong at the finish line. I did not look strong 2 steps later. So,
Yeah. I have very few instances like that where I gave it what felt like everything I had, and then afterwards I'm like, oh man, I could have done more. I mean, I
yeah.
might feel like that, but if I'm honest and I look back, I'm like, no, I mean, I feel like it now because I'm recovered, but like that was everything I had. Like I didn't have
I
much.
I'm lying to myself every time, and I think, yeah, it's no, that is because I do push, I think, to the end most races,
Hmm.
and yet I'll still then my memory of it is like, oh, you could have done better here, could have done better there,
Yeah.
could have, and like, no, you still had something left, you totally had,
Yeah.
and I think there's an underlying belief that I am convinced that I always had more, and I still don't know how to tap into it, and I'm like,
Well,
I have a full belief system that that's true, and it might
yeah.
be, or maybe I have, because I am pretty good at tapping all the way into everything I've got.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
is
you
something I've
are.
been working on since I was a little kid, so
Hmm.
it's been a major focus since I was young, because I've had that belief. My dad taught me
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
uh, 8, 9 years old, because
Right.
back then it's really true. You're hurting and
Right.
everything's painful and like, no, you got more. You're actually fine. I know you're hurting,
Yeah.
but you're not actually,
Yeah.
because what, especially when you're looking at your kids, what those kids can actually do. Ben
Right.
and I,
Of course.
we ran the 1500 the other day, and I'm watching like, I've seen you go all day long. I know you
Yeah.
can go harder than this. You just don't know how to tap. You're a long ways away from knowing how to tap into it, and so
Right.
trained on that. Junior high still, oh yeah, you can tap into way more than what you're given for sure.
Hmm.
And
Right.
high school is all about that. It's just pain management, tapping into what you haven't hit yet. That's what we're doing.
Hmm.
That's the whole focus of everything because you're basically in the best shape you're going to be in. It's all just tapping into what you don't know how to get to yet. And
Yeah.
so it's been a long time of learning to. Wrestling did the same thing. It's like this has been a thing, been working on,
Hmm.
and so anyway, so it is. So I think that I am good at that. At the same time, I know there's more. And you do see like the crazy endurance athletes, like, David Goggins can show us where,
Yeah.
yeah, there's always more, right?
There's always
He's,
more. Yeah.
the most famous person of tapping into probably further than you should. Actually, for sure, tapping into more than you should. If you break your legs,
Completely, completely
you tapped into
unnecessary.
more than you should. That's not good. you know? But
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that's great about him though is to give the example of if you have to, there is more. There
Yeah.
really actually is, and it's a cool example of that. I don't want to do anything like what he's done because like why
Not
destroy
at
my
all.
body for something like that? But
Yeah.
but it does raise that point of like, okay, no, I think that's an honest assessment. Yeah, I was kind of stumbling through the finish line. I gave
Mhm.
what was appropriate to give at that point. Could I have done better? Yeah, yeah. In my current shape, there were places to find more for sure. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I guess that's true. There's always the place and opportunity to tap into something else, but I think maybe what I'm referring to and feeling is like there's I gave it all for where my how my body was feeling and what my head was able to access, right? So
and how you want to feel for the next
maybe
week.
here's the difference, I guess, in what I'm describing is not the my potential or what I could tap into, but more in the
Sure.
moment. That was it all. That was it.
Yeah.
My mind was not capable of tapping into anything else. My body wasn't able capable. That was all I had, even though I feel like I could now, right? So
Right.
it's like a lesson more than anything else. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, such an interesting uh dynamic to feel that contrast of like you're finished and everything you had, and then afterwards you're like, but what could I
I
do?
think I think it's a good thing to
Yeah,
have
I
that.
think
I
so
think
too.
that sense of, I still left some on, like, I left some on the track there.
Mhm.
I had more.
Right.
I could have done, could have done something better because then that inspires you to like, okay, let's improve then. But at the same time, also knowing, yeah, I could have, I could have crossed the finish line and passed out and puked. I could
Mhm.
have done that. I
Yeah,
didn't want to,
it's true.
and I still don't want to. you
Yeah,
know, like no, that's not, because again, not trying to set a world record or anything like that. I'm nowhere near anything like that.
yeah.
So okay, so for me, okay, so I ran 6 seconds faster. Who cares? And I ruined the rest of my week.
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
I don't need to not be able to walk the next day. No, I need to be
Yeah.
able to walk the next day. I don't need to push so hard I can't walk. I got stuff to do, And I think it's okay to back off that and no, yeah, I could have done better. I chose not to, and that's
Yeah.
fine. And maybe next time I'm going to try and be faster than this and still come through where I can still walk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
maybe that's kind of where I think that I want to be in good enough shape to where, yeah, maybe I can knock a whole minute off it next year and still be
Hmm.
okay the next day, and
Right.
maybe comfortably walk to my car to get my water,
Yeah.
so not put myself in
uh,
danger in any way.
I think that's a great spot to end on. Mostly because my phone is gonna die.
This is how we do it now.
I know. So, but we didn't leave on a cliffhanger this time, so that's good.
We didn't what?
We got through. We didn't leave on a cliffhanger. We got through everything I
Not a
wanted to do.
cliffhanger. And then I have
Yeah.
I have a couple things I want to talk to you about later.
Okay. Wonderful. All right.
There's the
See ya.
cliffhanger.
All right. Bye.